Hi, today we're going to learn how to resize images in Canva. You know, a lot of times for consistency of branding and consistency of getting a campaign message out there, we want to have the same graphic appear on all social media channels, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and so on, as well as appearing on a client's website and in their email newsletter. Now, in order to do that, we want to be able to present the image at different sizes. It's really easy to resize an image in Canva. So today we're going to learn exactly how to do that. You can see here we've got a graphic that we created wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And we want to be able to resize this graphic. So what we're going to do is we're just going to hit the resize button. And you have a huge range of image options here. You can resize things to pretty much any size that Canva offers, from a label to an Instagram post to a generic social media square to your YouTube thumbnail, and so on and so forth. So what we want to do right now is we want to resize this image to Facebook's post size, and we also want to get it into the correct size for Twitter and for Instagram. So we're going to scroll down. We've already clicked Facebook. We've just clicked Twitter. And then if we keep scrolling down, we've got Instagram as well. So now you can see here where it says copy and resize, it's got 3 in parentheses, so that confirms that we've got 3 different sizes that we're going to resize this to. So we now just hit copy and resize, and you can see 3 different tabs are now opening up with all of the different sizes. In the background, Canva is now automatically resizing all of the different images to the exact right size for Instagram, the exact right size for Twitter, and the exact right size for Facebook. You could also be resizing it to 5 or 6 different sizes, and again, it all happens magically at the touch of a button. So now we can see the different sizes have populated. But as you can also see, because of the different scale of each different image, there are some differences in how the images appear. Now, sometimes that's totally fine and you can use the image as is, but what we want to do is ensure that each image looks as perfect in their copied versions and their resized versions on their new channels as they did on their old ones. And it's really easy to make tweaks. So you can see here in this Facebook version, we've got a little too much white space on the edge after the graphics end. So all we need to do is just scoot the images over to the edge, and then it looks, in terms of the overall design, exactly the way it did on the other size image. You can also see that the font here looks really small in proportion to what it looked like before because it's a bigger image, and so all I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the font. You can see that it's at 11 point, and let's go up to 16, and we like the way it looks now. And then maybe if we're being super perfectionistic, we can just scooch the Happy Thanksgiving down a little bit. For the Instagram post, by contrast, we can see that there's too much white space here up at the top of the graphic, and so we just scoot these images up, and we can see here though that this graphic does not go all the way to either the top or the bottom. So what we're going to do here is we're going to just copy and paste another version of this repeat image, and we're just going to position it so that it fills in that space. You can see here it looks great. You make sure it's aligned, and again, because of the slightly different proportions, some of the text is not in maybe the perfect spot to be in the same proportions as it was in the original image. So all you're doing now is you're sliding things around, making the text bigger or smaller. You can also make it smaller depending. Let's make that 22. Can maybe even scooch it up to 26, depending on what you want. just to make sure that it looks good in its new shape and its new size. It's nothing super complicated, and it takes pretty much just about a minute per graphic to get it looking exactly how you want. You do want to take the time to do these little bits of customization because it's that quality touch that makes things look proportionate. Now, if I had left the graphics with those big gaps, you definitely wouldn't want to do that, because that would make it very clear that this had not been quality controlled. You definitely want to make sure that everything looks nice. Now, sometimes the design's going to look a little different in the copied version, and that's okay. You can see here we've got 4 rows of this woodland graphic here when we've got the Facebook version of the image, whereas for the Instagram version, you've got only 2 rows. Again, it's totally up to you. Whatever makes it look tasteful, whatever makes it look the way you want it to look so that it's a nice, high-quality design. Here you can see all we're doing is some minor tweaks in this Facebook version. We're just shifting some graphics around, making some fonts bigger. And again, there's no 100% hard and fast rule as to what images and what graphics or text you make larger, what you keep the same, what you might even make smaller. You can see here, for instance, on Facebook, I'm going to actually have this text here sending you and your loved ones our best wishes. We're going to have that actually be really large because we just want it to be warmer and friendlier on our Facebook channel. This text, on the other hand, to our customers and supporters, we're not going to make it that much bigger. In fact, that looks not great in my opinion because I don't want it going to 2 lines on this particular channel. We're just going to have it be 1 line and a tiny bit bigger. It's a little bit a matter of taste, but again, remember, all you want to focus on is making sure that for each and every channel, each and every graphic resize, you just make it look right and give it that consistency along with a little bit of personalization and customization per individual size. Final step here is I'm going to resize the Happy Thanksgiving text, made that a little bigger, and there you see we've got 3 perfectly resized images where the proportions all look great. And then all I'm going to do here is I'm going to download each one of them, and in the file name I'm going to make sure that I name it something that lets me know what channel that I saved this for. So for instance, this is going to become Thanksgiving Greeting Facebook, and so on and so forth. So it's super easy to resize images in Canva, and it takes about a minute or 2 to have perfect graphics for every single channel.